cast from Chasing Valentine, thank you very much for joining us in Milan.
Thank you.
We are so excited.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
If you could just tell me your names and your roles in the film, and start from there, please.
Sure. I'm Adam Langton. I play Chase.
Okay, thank you.
Gwendolyn, Cumyn, I play Valentine.
Okay, and
I'm Jen Pogue and I play Scarlett.
oh, right, okay. So I'll start with you.
Sure.
The casting of your part. How did that? I mean, when did it all start?
Funny story, actually. Yeah,
Were you hoping I wasn't going to ask you?
Oh, we started with a good one.
Best one.
Yeah, because actually, this is a labor of love for our director Navin and for the rest of the cast. They had been rehearsing, they've been working on it with another actor in my role. And the entire time, for all the prep and the process, there was even a preceding short film that helped gain funding with the other actor in my role. Unfortunately, fate, circumstance, they lost the other actor on the first day of shooting. And Navin called an audible, and I got a phone call.
When you say lost the actor,
Yes.
well, not literally.
No.
It just didn't turn up.
Circumstances meant he could not work for the rest of the
Right, okay.
feature, and so with all of his crew and all the money on the line, I had worked with Navin previously, and we knew we wanted to work together again. And he gave me a call one day and just said, out of the blue, and I said, wait, aren't you on set today? And he said, yeah. And he told me, he basically asked, what are you doing every day for the next 2 weeks? And I dropped everything and I jumped in. So the casting process for me was 24 hours with the screenplay to do my best to get into character and jump on set. And luckily I had such wonderful castmates that knew their stuff down and kind of guided me through each scene.
Do you remember we did a reading in a Baskin Robbins?
Yes, we pulled everything together.
Classy.
I had the script for about 2 hours, and we sat in a Baskin Robbins to try a read through.
Yeah.
Yes, and in Canada there, and she was just told basically that what had happened, and here's this new guy, and everything like that, and she was very patient with me, and it was great. They all helped me a lot, and so it came together, and getting it last minute forced me to be extremely open and receptive to whatever the other actors were intending on doing.
Yeah, because it's rolling, isn't it? I guess.
And I had to just sort of focus on just the scene we were doing that day because I hadn't had the time to sort of prep everything else. And so it was a very interesting indie guerrilla last minute thing, and I had the time of my life.
What on earth would have happened if you said, I'm sorry, I'm doing something?
That's a question for Navin, yeah.
Yeah, so, I mean, that would have been absolutely nice.
Jen would have stepped up.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can be Chase.
Yeah.
So you two, I mean, I'm guessing you're already there, you're already cast, and it's ready to, it's rolling, as I say.
I've actually, Chasing Valentine is a feature, which is a continuation of a short I made with Navin 2 years ago, where I played Scarlett, the same character, and this is just sort of a continuation of that story. So my character had already been involved and developed for years before, and it was nice to bring it back to life.
Oh, so this is interesting. It's not an expansion of a shorter story. It's just literally it's a continuation.
It's a continuation.
Mm-hmm. Right. Okay. And so you're pretty much already cast, I guess, because of that continuation.
Yeah.
And what about you? How did you come on board?
In the middle. Fairly normal audition process, except that it was a couple of years ago also. I don't know.
Because we started production for Chasing Valentine about a year or so before we even before it went into production.
Time enough for Navin and I to become real good friends.
Yeah.
Before.
So if you don't mind me asking, you came in sort of lastminute.com. Yours is an expansion, so yours would have been a true casting process, I guess. So did you have to not jump through the hoops, go through the process of, I've got no idea if how many other people read for this part, or had Navin already decided that he particularly wanted you?
No, it was a pretty normal audition process, you know. A room full
Callback
of
after callback.
everyone else who looks like you, and yeah.
She just beat them all, that's all.
And how do these models, I mean, is it like, obviously I've spoken to other actors and actresses who audition for roles, but it's literally like a CV or whatever you want to call it, a Skype into, I mean, I'm asking because I know some of them have done Skype calls. So was anything
I've
like
never
that?
done that.
No, I know a couple have done that. Yeah, but that one was where I think it was filming in LA, and the girl they were after lived in New York. That's one that sticks to mind, and she got the part, funny enough, not through that. She had to do the Skype reading, and then from that, then obviously she had to go over to LA obviously to do a couple more, but it worked.
It does happen. In fact, actually, I'm shooting a self-tape for Toronto here in Milan tomorrow morning. So,
Really?
yeah, an audition came up and it's a big one, so we're just going to pull it together. But luckily, I happen to be in Milan with an
Great team.
amazing director and cinematographers, so they're going to help me out.
Wow.
I've done voice auditions from Costa Rica with birds chirping in the background.
Really?
I have to send this to Toronto for an hour. Yes.
And
One from a cottage once.
Oh, wow.
The most exotic.
That's good.
That sounds
From a
very
cottage?
pretty.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For a Christmas movie.
Perfect.
And I booked it, guys.
Yes,
Yeah.
you were in the spirit.
where was the cottage?
It was in Canada, in Quebec. Yeah, so about a good 10-hour drive from home, Toronto. Yeah.
It's a long time.
It was also a bit of a drive to an internet connection.
Don't say it was dial-up. That would be. So how many casting sessions did you go through to get to the final? The final call. You've got the part.
3.
Navin might be the first
confirmation
person.
after.
Do you know how many you were up against? Was that ever
I have no
revealed?
idea.
Okay, perhaps I'll ask Navin.
Quite a few. I was kind of a part of the casting process because I was reading because I got
Right.
a cast. I remember the day, and there was a lot of very talented actors came through. It was. I remember we were having lunch, and I'm like, I'm glad this is my choice, and good luck to you. Because there's definitely a lot of talent in Toronto, but I don't know if you were there the day I was there. I'm sure you were, because you would have stood out. I'm sure you weren't. Because if you were, you would have stood up, and I would have been like, that one. Yeah, but luckily.
What on earth do you do when you? Because I know that you're obviously not filming all the time.
Sure.
How do you occupy your time? Because I'm guessing the most of the time you're not actually filming.
Right.
They're lighting it and setting the cameras up. I've got no idea of the sound. So how do you? Are you just sitting there waiting, reading, or on your iPhones? What happens?
It depends. It depends on the project. For me, because of the last minute, I was poring over the next scene all the time because I had to play catch up. But yeah, then luckily by the end of the shoot, it was all done in 2 weeks. This whole feature, the principal photography, plus 4 extra days months later. So we were just there morning, noon, and night for those 2 weeks, and we all became good friends. And the crew was amazing, and I learned so much just watching them. So they took good care, and so. When I wasn't studying for the next scene, I was just watching them and taking in what I could.
Or performing magic tricks.
Or performing magic tricks. That's also something I do. Yeah.
See what?
Can't juggle, but I can, cards and stuff.
Oh, right, okay. And was it great fun making it? Was there any tricky bits? Don't worry about if Navin's here. Don't worry. Tell the truth.
There were tricky bits. Certainly. Well, any indie feature where every dollar is stretched so thin is going to have moments of panic and moments where you pull it all together. And the fact is, because it was independent and so many favors were being called in, we lost several crew members abruptly. And rather than replacing them, everybody in the crew took on more jobs. And we had some people just really step up out of the blue, people that were not even involved, some people that were not trained that ended up helping a lot. And it was just amazing because it just became a true labor of love, and it was just really about that team kind of coming together.
Right, and obviously the same for you too, I guess. Any interesting stories?
It was interesting our first day on set,
Yes.
I guess, because it was a very intimate experience, and we didn't really know each other very well.
Right, no.
Or at all.
No.
So.
And yet we were playing...
I jumped right into bed.
On the very first time?
We were playing people who had been lovers for years, and so it was basically, hello, nice to meet you, please take your pants off and get into bed. And
Sounds like a great job.
I was very happy with the casting. Yeah.
But seriously, how awkward? It must be, because you've been literally parachuted in, haven't you? So you've got no time for preparation.
Right.
And if that genuinely is your first scene, you're like, what the?
And what's really interesting is I had been a theater actor for years and years. However, I had never had a kiss on screen until this film. Then I got to kiss both these lovely ladies, so I had a very nice introduction.
What a tough job.
Yes, exactly.
Was that literally your first scene? You had to go.
First ever on-screen kiss. Yes.
No, but your very first scene is. I know you're joking about it.
Oh no, the first one we shot together, Jen and I,
Yes.
was a flashback to very sweet, tender moments. So we did have to get that, and we had to get our cinematographer Bruce in very close under the sheets, with us. So you see in the film a lovely moment between Jen and I, but little do you know, Bruce is between us with the camera.
Yeah, you see these things, and actually, it must be quite cold. Not cold in terms of not temperature cold.
Sure.
You know, because we'll look at these scenes, but actually when you've got DOPs and directors and all standing around set.
Sure.
I mean, I don't know how you managed to bring that to life. It must be very difficult.
Well, and again, that was pretty new for me coming from theater. But again, luckily, I had the cast that I had to work with because they just were so focused that it kept me focused too. So,
right.
Yeah.
And I know you're going to do something in Milan. And what about you two? What's up next for you?
Sorry?
What's next? Have you
I've got another film coming out in January across North America, so that's very exciting. It's called The Masked Saint, and
It's a big deal.
It's a faith-positive family drama about a pastor who becomes a wrestler.
Wow.
And it was also the last ever cinema appearance of Rowdy Roddy Piper, wrestling legend from America. So.
I don't know who that is.
For wrestling fans and family film friends and fans, and I don't know, we're excited for that to come out and see how it does. So it's great to have all the support for all these great films coming out.
And have you got anything lined up as well?
I had to change my flight to go home a couple days early so that I can do. I'm doing a play back in Toronto, which doesn't happen so often anymore for me. But it's with a great theater company called Fujian, and it's a really interesting, exciting piece. It's a little difficult to explain, but it's set in a hotel room, but the audience is across the street in a boardroom with binoculars and headphones, spying on us.
Wow.
So to speak. Yeah.
That sounds amazing.
I think we better.
Well, I've never done it before, so.
No, I mean the spying part.
Listen, thank you so much, all of you. Really
Thank
appreciate
you.
it.
Thanks for having us.
Genuinely, thank you.
Thank
And
you.
thank you very much.